Hey guys, Harley Q here with another monthly pickup video. It is September 2020 and it is the last day of September that I'm actually filming this, and it's funny because I literally just picked up more games today. Now, I didn't get as much games as I did the last 2 months, but the games I did get were actually pretty solid and I got some pretty cool things, so I'm pretty excited to share them with you. Also, we're going to do some things that are a little different on this channel. We're going to kind of jump into other things besides just video games, because I don't just collect video games. I collect anything comic book related, anything generally Disney kind of related. I am a huge fan of The Night Before Christmas. I don't know if I mentioned that before on the channel, but yeah. So I'm going to be collecting all different types of toys and collectibles and comics and things like that. DVDs, depending on what it is. So some of that might be mixed up in here, and it might be a little confusing as to why that's there, because it's not necessarily game related, but, you know, just so there's no really weird surprises. I did really well at the Goodwill this month, surprisingly. So most of these, I have 3 piles here. They're not separated by their lots, but they kind of are, so let's just go. I'm going to try and do these by the dates in which I got them, and I guess that would be starting with this particular lot. This was at the beginning of September, and this one's a really good lot because it has some pretty awesome it has some pretty awesome PSP games. So we have God of War, which is a good pickup, and we had Silent Hill Origins. I actually needed the case for Liberty City Stories for Grand Theft Auto, so I purposely got it specifically for that, even though I had the game. So now I'm just going to sell the... someone wrote violence on the case. They wrote violence on the disc. But, yeah, I'm just going to sell the disc for this, because I have an extra one. I might actually swap that out or see if I can get that black Sharpie off of there. But yeah, this was a good buy. And you can see I spent $4.99 on there. It actually has the date in which I bought it. Literally, this girl had just put the games out, and I went and got the games. The funny story behind this one is I was kind of a jerk to this day. So I had just gotten out of work, and I went straight to the Goodwill. I generally go on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are just my Goodwill days. So I went to the Goodwill, and I saw the girl sitting there organizing the games, and there was a man standing behind her. But he wasn't, like, looking at the stuff. He was just kind of standing behind her, and I knew what he was going for. I just had a feeling he was going for games. So he stepped to the side of me and was looking at the DVDs, because the way the Goodwill is set up where I am is there's DVDs, VHSs, and then there's, like, more DVDs, CDs, and video games usually at the bottom. I got all up in her business and literally slid next to her, so that when she stood up, I snuck in there. I snuck in there, and I just picked up all of the games. I picked up these 2 with it. This actually isn't the copy I picked up, but I'm swapping it out because I'm going to sell this one. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance and The Force Unleashed. I actually thought I had this one for the Wii, but apparently I don't. So I purchased it, and I'm going to keep it. And all of these were $4.99, and especially these 2, these were grabs of the day. I think they both go for $30. This one is still sealed. I don't know if I said that already, but it's sealed. There was a little rip in the cellophane, but it's completely sealed. So that's a brand new game that I got for $4.99, which I thought was a great grab. And I don't really have too much for my PSP. I only have like 3 or 4 games, and now my PSP collection grew. It's an awesome system. So this was the first lot. This is how I started the month. So pretty good picks for the start of the month, at least I think. So the next week that I went back to Goodwill, I guess I'll focus on the Goodwill ones. So the first week I went back to the Goodwill, I couldn't find any video games. All the video games were the same video games that had been sitting there, and I didn't want to leave empty-handed, and I saw this one. This is a DVD. It's Birds of Prey. I guess it's a CW series. I've heard of it because it actually has the first, I want to say, I'm not 100% sure on this, it has the first appearance of Harley Quinn live action. So, generally everyone knows that the first appearance of Harley Quinn was from Batman the Animated Series, and everyone loved her so much that they kind of made her an actual character. But yeah, this was, I think, the first live action appearance of Harley Quinn. I was excited to get it. I think this was like $1.99. I was gonna sell it, but I think I'm gonna keep it. I think this is a kind of a cool thing, especially with somebody who clearly likes the Harley Quinn. pretty cool pickup. I thought I'd grab it. The next Goodwill find, this one was weird because it was sitting on a shelf and I noticed the name of the game. I noticed it was a PlayStation 2 game, but the cover looked weird to me. The cover was looking pretty sus. So it's Shadow of the Colossus. Now, you're probably like, that is not, something's wrong with that. I was like, maybe it's an alternative cover, maybe there's something about it, but you can see on the back how poorly printed it is, the blurring of all that stuff. So, somebody printed off their own label for this. However, it has everything else in there. The disc is perfect. The disc is perfectly clean. For whatever reason, they just got rid of the cover art, which stinks, and it means at some point at some point I will replace it, but I thought this was a good pickup for $4.99. I played Shadow of the Colossus, but I didn't actually own it. I borrowed it off of a friend, and I loved it, and I haven't actually played the remake of it, or remaster, whatever you want to call it, mainly because I just haven't done it. I don't really have a good excuse. Yeah, I'm glad to have it in the collection. I'm excited to play it, and it's pretty good. Just gotta get some cover art. This is clearly a DVD case. But yeah, that was a Goodwill pickup. So this was actually today's Goodwill pickup. Sniper Elite and Red Dead Redemption. Now the reason why I picked up this one is because I have not seen a Xbox One game at a Goodwill since I've started this channel. I just grabbed it. I'm not going to keep this one. I'm probably just going to flip it. It's not really worth that much money anyway, but if I can make like if I can make like $6 on it, probably do that. I have to look up the price of this game. I looked it up in the store and I can make a profit on it. So this is just kind of one of those grabs. I don't necessarily collect for newer systems. I have so many digital games on my systems, and I kind of had this discussion before, I believe. I spoke about how I just tend to just buy digital. So yeah, this one will probably be put on my eBay store, so, or traded on the Facebook Marketplace or something. I haven't exactly figured out what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm probably going to get rid of it. And then there was Red Dead Redemption. I had this game and the copy disappeared. I have Undead Nightmare for the Xbox 360, so I purchased it. It is missing the map, but it does have the manual, so I can just, at some point find this game with the manual, with all of the inserts. But it's pretty much, I'd still count this as complete in box, because it has most of the important things. I'm sure some collectors probably screaming at me like, no, Harley, that's not complete in box, you need the map. Alright, listen, I don't got time to go looking for a map that I'm never gonna use. Yeah, and again, all of the games from Goodwill were $4.99. They did have some behind-the-counter games, which were really weird. Was gonna take footage there, but the lady was looking at me pretty weird, so I just didn't feel comfortable necessarily filming there. But there was, weird, soccer games that weren't worth anything. I looked them up while I was there, because I was looking through the games themselves, and they were only worth, $3 or $4, so I don't understand why they were behind the counter. It was just very strange. They did have a steelbook for Black Ops 2, but I just didn't want it because I didn't really see a point in getting a steelbook for Black Ops 2. So, the next one, this is obviously not a Goodwill pickup, but I obviously had to get Super Mario All-Stars. I haven't even opened it yet, and I kind of don't know if I'm gonna open it. I kind of want to see if I can get a used copy somewhere and leave this sealed in the box. I know that sounds kind of crazy, especially with Nintendo being so sus about the whole All-Stars thing and taking it off, and I don't know. I mean, it all depends. I don't know if this is going to keep its price. I'm going to kind of watch the market for a little while before I decide to open it up. I might even just get the digital download and leave this sealed. I don't know why. I want to leave it sealed for some reason. I'm just weird like that, I guess. So this next lot of games all came from yard sales. All of them. Every single one. I mentioned in my game room tour, one of the things I mentioned was that my handheld systems, actually now that I think about it, we did really good this month for handhelds. We really did, beef up that section, but I got some DS games. Nothing crazy, nothing worth that much, but I did get some titles. I got a Nintendogs game. This isn't the Nintendogs I owned, and I don't know where my copy of Nintendogs went. I own the one with the Dutch Hound on it, but I found this one. I believe I paid $2 for all of the, or $2 each for each of the DS games. So I picked it up. I love Nintendogs. And then we have Goosebumps Horrorland. I got this for Reddington. He said he wants to do some kind of Goosebump video. I figured I'd get this for him if he wanted to use it. He doesn't, you know, he couldn't use it. I don't know. I don't know how you record gameplay off of a DS. If any of you know, leave a comment below, because I have an Elgato and I don't know if we have to like do something where we have to modify a DS. I honestly don't know, and I haven't really looked into it, and we probably wouldn't do it because I would feel bad breaking a DS, but people somehow do it. I'm curious. And I guess the best pick of those would be Super Mario Bros. And this one is a complete in box one. They're all actually complete in box, but you know, you worry about like the Mario ones because, you know, there's always so much, I feel. Like, well, DS in general, there's always so many inserts, but you know, it's a clean copy. I thought I owned just the card of this, but apparently I didn't. So I'm really happy to have this for $2. All of these for $2. They were below the price charting. Generally, how I buy games is I look up price charting. I go to pricecharting.com. I mentioned this before, but I'll see a game like, oh, we'll use this one. So I'll look up Super Mario Bros. And I will see what the loose copy is. And if the loose copy is the same as the complete in box that I'm about to buy, I'm going to purchase it. I really generally don't buy the price that matches the complete in box. For example, if I look this up and this said $2 for the loose cart, and the woman who I was buying it from said, oh, it's $2, I probably wouldn't buy it. It's way too close of a price. Or if she said $1.50, it's too close of a price for me. So that's just how I do things. It's my comfort level of what I'm willing to financially pay for certain games. It's just not something I'm comfortable paying anything closer to the loose in box, and that probably are loose games. And that probably sounds crazy to some people, like why wouldn't you just not whatever, but that's just, it's my preference. It's what I feel comfortable with. These actually, these were almost all bought on the same day, except for these two. These were also bought at a yard sale, but they were bought on a different day. I think I paid $2 each for both of these, so I paid $4 for these. It might have been $3 each, I'm not entirely sure. But I already have this one for Xbox. I have mentioned before that I love to collect any of the flashbacks of this stuff. I think it's really cool to have. I have the Atari, Namco, a bunch of different ones. There's a Midway one that I have. I just like having them. I think they're really cool collections to have, and sometimes they're actually pretty expensive. Some of them, they are, you know, $12, $15 loose. So I like to have them, and I've seen this one a lot of times, and it's a pretty easy one to flip if I needed to flip it. At least I think. I'm pretty sure I could flip it with minimal effort. And this one, 50 cent, it's actually not a super cheap game. You think that this would be like $1 game, but it's actually like I want to say like $15 game. I looked it up just for, you know, giggles when I was at this yard sale, and I was like, oh, I'm grabbing it. I'm upset because I went to this yard sale because they had Battle for Bikini Bottom, which I wanted to grab because my copy is like a weird, like, the disc is like greatest hits, but the case is black, so I kind of wanted to try and like get either a complete, like, I don't like having the mixed ones. That's the one thing in collecting, I'm like, that's a pet peeve of mine. It doesn't super turn me off from buying something, but it definitely makes things a little bit more complicated and makes me a little bit more resistant, and it's, again, it's a pet peeve. It's like the one thing, it's like either just be all like the red label, but the mixing matching. I don't know, I like things matching. But yeah, these ones all came from the same weekend, this next batch, along with those DS ones I just showed you. So I don't normally pick up disc only, and I don't know what possessed me to pick up the discs only. I think it was because it was my first yard sale, and it was a community yard sale, and I couldn't actually find the map of the yard sale. Yard sales. I actually found it shortly. What am I doing? I don't normally do that. I actually found it shortly after stopping at this yard sale. I got a couple of loose disc games, which again is not like me to do. I don't buy loose disc games, and the discs are not in great condition. I don't know why I did this. I think they were $1 each, and each one of them, obviously, they go for more online than they do loose. So I haven't decided if I'm going to clean them up, test them out, and then just sell them, because I don't really want to deal with loose discs. Or if I'm going to keep them and then just find cases for them later, which is also another option. And I have done before, and I have mentioned to you guys that that is a good resource for you to do. But yeah, I got an Uncharted game, which it actually is probably not going to run, because I see that there's actually, I don't know if you can see, the camera's probably not going to pick it up, but there is actually holes in the disc. So, like, almost like disc rot, but it's not disc rot. I'm assuming, I didn't know PS3 games could get disc rot, at least this early in their life cycle, but it looks like there are holes in it. So this one probably won't read. So this one I will try and test out, and if it works, I'll keep it, but I'm not comfortable selling this to anyone. I would not sell this to anyone. I would feel bad if I sold it to someone and then they'd contact me and tell me it didn't work. I'd feel horrible. The next one, which is actually has scratches all over it, which again, I don't know what I was thinking, is the orange box. This one I think goes for like 20 loose. I'm not sure, but this one probably will run. I'm going to clean it up and get it to run, and I'll probably end up buying a box for this one. I bought these two together because I had mentioned before I didn't have Red Dead Redemption, and this deal was probably the reason why I bought Red Dead today. I just wanted to have both of them together. These ones are actually probably in the best of shape. They look like they're just got fingerprints on them, which I could easily just kind of clean off really quick. But they're gonna run. These are most likely gonna run. I'm not sure about the orange box one. That one might run, probably, but that Uncharted one, I can tell you right now, it's probably not going to run. And if it does run, it's not going to play the whole game. It'll miss huge chunks, because when you can see through a disc, it means that memory, whatever is on that disc, is completely gone. So once the laser or whatever, I don't know exactly the technicalities of these things, but once it hits that point, it's not going to be able to read any data, because there's no data there. Again, I don't know why I bought it. It was like one of the first yard sales I hit, and I just wanted to not leave the day empty-handed. Sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures, and I really didn't have that much stuff for the month, so I kind of panicked. Little did I know the rest of the day was going to be amazing. This next little lot was actually shortly after that yard sale. I ran into somebody who had a bunch of PS3 and PS4 games. So I got Castlevania and Demon Souls for $5 each, which I thought was a pretty good grab, because both of these go over that. This one actually goes for, I want to say 20? I'm going to check that now. So I'm looking at it right now, it's like 25. This one goes for 25 complete in box, which I think for $5 and, you know, saving myself $20, that's not bad. Castlevania, this one goes for $9. So it's not like anything is like, it's not like I saved super duper amounts of money on this one, but for me, if it's got like that much where I have like an extra couple dollars saved, that's pretty good. Pretty much when I'm buying games, I have this rule of thumb where as long as I'm saving money, I'm happy. I'd like to save more than just $1. I like to save multiple dollars. I have bent the rule depending on the game. Everyone seems to really be in love with the Castlevania series, so I figured I'd grab it. It just kind of seemed like the right kind of game to buy. And these ones, I'm not really happy I spent this much money, but I really love Tomb Raider. I have loved Tomb Raider ever since the PlayStation 1. Lara Croft is probably one of my favorite characters, especially with the newer games. I just love her spirit. I love everything about her. And this is a solid game, and the case that it comes in is actually like a book. It's like the 20 year book, and it's just got all of this cool stuff in there. It's got like a little book in the beginning, and it looks really nice. Like, it's gorgeous. Like, look how gorgeous that is. Like, it's incredible. It's just got concept art. It's got like original Tomb Raider stuff in there. It's wonderful. I'm in love with it. It's, oh my god, it's gorgeous. Like, look at this. But yeah, once I saw that there was a book inside, I was like, okay, this might actually be worth $10. So I went and purchased it. Figured it was okay because I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan. And $10 I didn't think was a horrible price. Probably not the best price. I probably could find it better, but you know, it was one of the, it was a you know, spur of the moment. The next one I got was The Witcher. I believe this one goes for about 14. I was right. So this one goes for about 14. This one actually goes for about 12, which I thought this one would be more expensive because of the book and everything, but apparently people like The Witcher more. So, I mean, I didn't save drastic amounts of money. Like this, I said, this is the exception. This was a game I really wanted, and I didn't save a ridiculous amount of money, but it was a game I wanted, so I made the exception. Have to get that sticker off. And why would they put it on? Why would you put it on the cardboard when there's like a hard plastic that you could put it on? Why? That's going to go into the annoying things part 2. Reddington likes The Witcher, or he played The Witcher. I think he was playing it, I'm not exactly sure. But it has every insert in there, you know, so it's a thick boy. Does it have the It has the soundtrack! And it's in there! I didn't even look at it. I'm such a bad collector. But, I don't know. I feel like The Witcher was kind of like a good game to pick up. Probably could have haggled down, but there was also... This was another one where this yard sale, there was a guy standing behind me and he was like hovering over me while I was looking at the game, so I was having trouble pricing some of them out. I felt a little rushed, so I just kind of grabbed what I grabbed and wasn't really thinking straight. I went to a couple more yard sales this day, and I was getting kind of tired, and I really didn't think I was going to find anything else. And I don't know what possessed me to stop at this one yard sale, but I did. And I'm kind of glad I did. So there was a stack of Wii games there, and there wasn't anything too crazy. But I noticed that this one was factory sealed. So I looked it up on price charting, and I believe sealed, brand new, it goes for 40. So I asked the guy, I said, how much for the games? And he said 50 cents each. So there was no way that I was going to buy all the games. So I purchased all of them. I already have Just Dance 2, so that one's going to get sold. I might even just bundle it with something and try and get rid of it. I'll put it maybe in like a Wii lot, because I have so many... I'm actually getting a lot of doubles of Wii games. There was no way. This was gonna be find of the day, and it was find of the day. Yay! Anytime you get a sealed game is like a good time, especially when it's a sealed game that could be worth something. So this was actually one of the yard sales I wasn't gonna stop at. I had saw the table and there wasn't really anything on it, and their prices were really high on stuff. Stuff that I wasn't willing to like pay for. So when I saw the game sitting there, I was actually not even going to ask the price because I figured they were going to be too high, but I did anyway. I said, how much for the games? And she said $1 each. And we have a GameCube game! Holy crap, we have a GameCube game! Sonic Riders. The disc is beautiful. The disc is in great shape. As I snap it almost as it comes out of the case. Yeah, the disc is in great shape. Look at that. I don't know if you can tell, but, you know, it's in great shape. And it's complete in box, and I paid $1 for it. This is why I say, when people say, oh, you just gotta start buying GameCube games for the prices that they're at. No, you don't! They're a lot harder to find. This is the first GameCube game I found in the wild in months. But they're out there. People don't realize what they have, so just keep that in mind. The other ones I got were a Naruto, please forgive me for mispronouncing that, I always say it wrong, and then Crazy Taxi. Crazy Taxi, I don't know if you can see, there is a little bit of a discoloration. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, it's like right there. Probably from the water stain, so I don't know. The game itself looks fine, but I would eventually have to change the cover art, which is fine. But I paid $1 for all 3 of these games, and I almost didn't even stop at this yard sale. So, I'm pretty freaking happy with myself for doing that. Right before I went to this yard sale, I stopped at another yard sale, and I found a bunch of unopened McDonald's toys. So I went and purchased them. This is only a small bit of what I purchased. I'm not bringing everything upstairs, it's just too much. I paid $40 for it, and we priced it out, and just this box alone, right here, I'm gonna make my money back on. There are some of the McDonald's toys I am gonna keep. There's some Beetleborg stuff. There's some TY Beanie Baby stuff that I'm gonna keep. Mulan toys, things like that. that I'll probably end up keeping. But almost all of them were unopened, and the ones that were open were in really good condition. I paid $40 for 2 giant cardboard boxes, and the guy just wanted to get rid of them. He had bought them off of somebody else, and he didn't have the time to post them on eBay. He just didn't feel like it. Unfortunately, I have a lot of free time sometimes, so like this whole bag is just Barbie stuff. So I thought that was a good deal. And maybe at some point I'll do a review on McDonald's toys. Plus, it's fun to collect for something that you used to be super excited for. I loved getting my McDonald's toys. So this last lot is the last lot I got for that yard selling day. And I got Mario Kart, Batman, Lego Batman, and then Hey Arnold. I love Hey Arnold and any kind of 90s stuff, so I figured why not grab it. I paid $1 for each of these. So I could sell Mario Kart for probably about $15. I believe this is missing the manual. So I will sell it cheaper. I won't sell it for max price. I'm going to take off that GameStop sticker too. That also, some people will deter some people from buying it. But I usually try to remove stickers when I'm selling online, just, as a courtesy. So I actually have extra Wii wheels, which I'll get to in a second, that I'm actually going to pair this up to, which will also bring up the value, but I'll still sell it at somewhat of a discount because it doesn't have the manual. So I was on Facebook, and I was looking through the Facebook Marketplace, and I was just looking at yard sales on my phone. I didn't really want to go out. This was actually on a Sunday, and I don't typically go out yard sailing on Sundays. I usually just go Saturdays. I pick one day of the week to go out yard sailing because I work all week, and I Twitch stream on the weekends too, so I try not to cram too much within my day. But I happened to see this on the Facebook Marketplace, and I figured I was going to go check it out because it was literally right down the road from where I was. This Wii Tower, where you put your Wii in here, right? And it was filled with games. It was filled with all of these games. And the reason why I went for it was because of that red case right there. Because if you remember from last month, I have the case, but I don't have the game. And now I have the game and the case. So, and I paid... Well, let me show you everything that I got. This is literally what I got. So this is a Wii system. These are the Wii wheels I was talking about. So I'm going to take that Wii wheel and probably pair it up with the other Wii wheel that I had. There's 3 in here, so I'll probably keep one for myself and sell at least 2 of them because I also have another copy of Mario Kart that I'm going to sell. And I have a balance board that came with this lot. I have a balance board and a guitar. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the Wii guitar because I already have one. I might try and sell it on the Facebook Marketplace because shipping that would just be a pain. And I'll probably pair it with a Guitar Hero of some sort just to get rid of it because I don't really want to keep all of the Guitar Heroes, and I have a lot of doubles right now. But let me just kind of quickly highlight through. Oh god. Literally all of these are doubles. So I'll bring it a little close up. So obviously I could sell Twilight Princess, no problem. Probably sell Resident Evil 4, no problem. Another Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Red Seal will sell pretty good, and obviously Mario Kart's gonna sell right away. The ones that might sit are the Wii Fits. They might sit for a little while. I haven't really decided if I'm gonna try and put those together and sell those on a marketplace because shipping a balance board might be a pain. Generally, I like it just putting it in an envelope and sending it off. I might even just save it and bring it to a used game store and try and sell that with a Wii board there. I might even do it with the guitars just to get rid of it and make it easy shipping. Or getting rid of, I should say. And here are the games that I'm keeping for the month. Some of them are really weird titles. So there's a bunch of just kind of shovelware in there. But you have a Far Cry game, which I don't know anything about, Vengeance. And then there's that, new Super Mario's Wii, which I'm so glad that we have now. But the rest is not really that worth it. I already have Guitar Hero Aerosmith, but I have it for my PlayStation 2, not my Wii. So I'm going to keep that copy. I like to keep the same game for multiple systems. That probably sounds weird to people. But it's just kind of, sometimes games are better on certain systems. Some people say they're the superior experience. So if you have a chance to get a game for multiple systems and it's not going to cost you that much, I highly recommend doing that just because, you could choose. you could pick and choose which has the best graphics, which has the best gameplay, all that stuff. Because certain games are designed for certain systems in mind and just kind of get ported to the rest. So that's why some games will run better on certain systems. Another really cool thing that I got with this lot, still haven't told you the price yet, is this Mad Cat steering wheel and foot pedal. It actually has the box, but the box is kind of gross and I don't really want to touch it too much. I might even just throw out the box. But I bought it because I actually had this one as a kid and I don't know what I did with it. I think I might have actually, my parents might have got rid of it because I never actually used it. I didn't really know what games it went for. And I was like, oh my god, the guy put it in with this too. And it's actually for the N64. I thought it was for the PlayStation 1, which is fine. Honestly, it's fine. I'm still gonna figure out a way to use it. I didn't even know they made these things for the N64. So really cool purchase. I'm gonna keep it. There is a lot of battery corrosion down here. I did my best to get rid of it. I'm probably gonna have to mess around with it some more. I might even have to take it apart to get rid of that corrosion. It's not impossible to get rid of. It was actually a lot worse, but those batteries, God knows how long they were sitting in there for. So hopefully they didn't do too much damage. Alright, so here's the thing. That whole lot, I paid $44 for. He wanted $75. And the thing was, I only had $44 in my wallet. This isn't me lying. This isn't me trying to knock the price down. I literally only had $44 in my wallet. So I said to him, I really want these games. This is what I have. I'm not going to a bank. Either you take the 44 or I walk away. It was the last day of his sale. He just wanted to get rid of the stuff and he's like, I really want 75, but I guess I'm going to have to take the 44. And I told him, I flat out told him I'm a collector. I don't buy things to resell. I'm not going to resell all of it. Although, ironically, I am going to resell most of it. Unintentionally, I'm going to resell it because there's no point in me keeping doubles of all those games when I already have them. Most of it, I'm going to keep. I'm definitely going to keep this display. It's going to be an awesome centerpiece for my game room. I'm probably going to put some LED lights on there or something. It really needs to be cleaned out. It's pretty gross looking, but it's definitely going to be really cool. I'm going to get my, I'm probably going to modify it a little. I think it looks cool, and it's got the Wii, where the Wii system does. I don't know if I mentioned, there was a Wii here as well. I haven't tested it out yet, because I literally just got it over the weekend. And I'm very lazy, if it's not obvious. I have to test it out to make sure it works. What I might end up doing is actually selling that Wii on the Facebook Marketplace, because like I said, for me, it's just annoying to try and figure out how to ship out the systems. I probably could make more money, but at this point, I'm not in this game to make money. I'm in this game to build my collection. If I can make money to help build the collection, that's how I do. I know some people try to sell all the stuff to make a profit off of it, but I'm actually in this for the whole nostalgia and the love of video games. I'm not in this to make a profit. I do run shops and I do sell stuff too. I'm not gonna try and say that I don't, but the whole purpose of me having the shops is specifically to get rid of my extra games and use that money to pay for the game room. It's not me trying to make money. And I don't sell things at maximum prices. I sell things heavily discounted. And that's pretty much the video. So, what was your favorite pickup this month from my stuff? Was there any? Or you don't care. There's that too. Mine was probably that steering wheel, because I had a steering wheel just like it. So it's kind of cool to have it back. I wish it was a PlayStation 1, but I love N64, so it works out just fine. I had so many good pickups. Like I said, I might have not got a ridiculous amount of stuff, but what I got was pretty good, and I really didn't spend huge amounts of money on any of this. That's the crazy part. And I got things that weren't necessarily game related either. So that's cool too. Anyway, it's been real. It's been fun. And I'm a potato.